Danganronpa is a mystery series that has you participating in trials to find out who committed the murder. However, we ain't looking at that today because they released a side game called Ultra Despair Girls that trades out the visual novel pseudo-dating sim gameplay for third-person megaphone gun action gameplay. Yes, that is a real sentence. On average, the game takes about 17 hours to beat, but today with this speedrun, we will only need a bit more than one, and it will be on New Game Plus because it's honestly way more fun. So the run officially begins as you hit start and meet your new best friend, the escape key. Be sure to have the skip cutscene prompt off and mash the escape key every single time the game tries to give you some story. All you need to know is that it's a post-apocalyptic island where you control Komaru here and have to scoot past as Monokuma, the main enemies of the game. And if killer bears aren't enough, the whole building is on fire. But don't worry, just follow the path, be careful to avoid the sides as the game has a horrible habit of letting your characters get stuck on things before some more cutscene skips, and ta-da, we have the megaphone weapon. This vocal booster will shoot different kinds of bullets depending on the ammo type you pick, but for now just shoot the 6 bears to proceed. Well, after a whole lot more skipping, Komaru gets kidnapped onto this blimp by the main baddies. Now here, pick up the gear for the new bullet, Move, which unlocks doors and other electronics, and we then run past the enemies till we find their leaders, actual kids, who are all brainwashing the other kids to kill the adults, which according to them includes us. So down they chuck us to be hunted in their sport. However, they don't realize we have one of the most broken main characters, that being Toko, who will save this run with her split personality, being that of a serial killer who uses her scissors. So press C to switch and watch her go to town on the robots. Now normally pressing left click repeatedly will start a combo, however if you hold it down, you will see her charge up to 3 levels, with the final one being the one we want, an incredibly long spin move that one-shots the enemies. So just line them up and knock them down. Now you could also use Komaru's gun, but with the limited ammo and also the fact that I'm trying to avoid mentioning that I suck at aiming in this game, it's a lot more flashier to use the spin to win move. Once defeated, you will also use Toko for 99% of the movement, by alternating shift dash and left click to cancel it. Doing this back and forth is way faster than any other method of traveling. Even if you don't get the rhythm just right, it's still plenty fast for most runs. However, according to science, serial killers run on batteries, and every second you use her, this bar depletes, meaning that for the other 1% of the run, you will be swapping to Komaru as this refills the bar automatically. So head around the corridor for the first skip of the game, swap to Komaru, shoot the gate, unlock, and immediately mash C to swap back, and if done right, you will skip a cutscene and despawn 2 enemies, letting you freely head down, where we will come across this door indicating a puzzle room, places the game intends for you to complete a certain way, and lucky for the game, we will do that here. Just walk around with Komaru, heading outside to see all the chaos. Now the next skip involves the move bullet, which we can use on the electric cars to push them out of the way, but if you use it on the left side here, it will actually skip another cutscene, and then you move along until this door. Now as soon as you press E, let go of everything and only press W and D, then shift, and it should skip a cutscene and 2 bomb enemies, letting us Italian jump our way to safety. Then we dash through a hotel, ignoring the pain in your left pinky, where I'll mention that Toko has a mind of her own with this, as attacking she will auto-target the nearest enemy. To counter this, as soon as you see her deviate, press dash instead of attack. We should save a little more time whenever that happens, as the attack animation can stuff up the rhythm you have moving. Now we reach the next puzzle room, and I'll give you the secret on how you're going to defeat most of them. Spin! Yep, line them up and spin to clear the majority of these rooms, before finding this comically flat floor, and a passcode for a computer whereby reading your mind I can tell you that the answer is 7734, and lucky for you, that's the right code. As we head out to the bridge to escape the island. Alongside, a kid joins us, but make sure you do not start dashing straight away, otherwise he will bug out and forget what to do, leaving you all alone. Instead, wait half a second to let him start before you can easily outdash him. However, the bridge starts to collapse and we have to turn back, using Komaru to shoot the bombs and then running to safety, where the kid leaves us to go swim with the fishes he saw. As we head back the way we came, avoiding any shops, since we are on New Game Plus, you have no need for consumerism. Now, we continue through the puzzle rooms using the Toko Tornado for most of them. For others, you can shoot this alarm bear with a dance bullet to attract all his friends for you to spin. So next, we have to enter the subway, but this kid stole the key, and we chase him back to the hospital before entering that blue door. So up to Komaru because she can handle jump scares way better. Yes, this abomination attacks, so you have to shoot its eye, which is a known fact it's a weak spot for all the bears. Yep, in their left eye. So we find the kid in a safe room where you're meant to use the new bullet detect to work out the code. Or I can just read your mind again and grab the key, letting us enter the subway. And now gracefully down the stairs, we have the first big boss fight, where one of the leader kids has a mech, but these are honestly the easiest part of the run. Just must use Toko's spin 3 times to win. Now we'll go all the way left in the subway, avoiding all the enemies before realizing we left the other one back home and have to turn back, fighting Monokumas with the spin move as the kids block your path till the bears are defeated. Just make sure you're always lining them up to minimize the amount of time Toko's head spins. So we have to find another way around and come across this person getting beat up. We save them and realize they're actually a bear who says they are good and we trust them, and they climb through pipes to open locked doors. By the way, doors are your best friends to avoiding enemies. Now if this place wasn't deep enough, we arrive in the sewers. And make sure while you're balancing the battery life swapping between the two, use Toko on the ladder since she has the calves of an NBA player. And here begins our Force Komaru section, where you have to protect the white bear from both sides. Thankfully the game does give you ammo if you run out, just try and aim for the eyes since this will actually boost your next shot a whole lot. And use a knockback bullet on the bomb dudes, while the shield guys just shoot them from behind. Now we continue forward till... Yeah, don't do that. Before another Komaru section where you reach the adult's base, a place where they hide from all the killer bears. So we zigzag through, check lockers, meet their boss, the worst character ever, before heading to Towa Tower, in the hopes of finding Komaru's brother. And you make your way through this colorful area, filled to the brim with puzzle rooms that just spin to win, as usual. Also, fun fact, in this room, if you defeat the enemies and make it to the stairs before they all explode, you can actually dash through the banister, avoiding the barrier, which I somehow achieved in my first try while streaming this last year. Eventually we reach Towa Tower, where we now have to clear waves of enemies, a thing the game really loves to do. Now most speedrunners, they will shoot them because they memorize the spawns. However, I didn't, I just used this move, okay? Now we head inside and find the elevator broken, so up the stairs we avoid a new enemy, a literal ball, and do some more puzzles where using a door or ladder will actually give you invincibility frames as you dodge Nintendo's copyright claims climbing the tower, where we come across this room with a hidden key. Thankfully I read the kids' brains and know it's in the back left. And as we reach the 3rd floor, we find a nerd who will open the elevator if we go all the way back down, which was less eventful than my earlier run. So continue down to the elevator, where we now have to guard him against these 3 abominations, and they usually take 3 hits of spinning to die, so line them up as best you can as the nerd opens the elevator before sleeping on a pile of pink paint, while we head up to the 2nd boss mech, who is even easier than before, just 2 spins to win. Also, I have to mention to anyone wondering, at the end of each chapter you get this incredibly awkward Toko dream sequence, and no matter how much you try, you cannot skip this. Now at the top we find our brother, who shows us some TikTok videos as the kids shut off the power, meaning we have to navigate in the dark. Now normally you go right at the start through one door, hug the wall to the next door, then find the kid, but all my attempts, I got lost. The game also does this thing where after a cutscene plays mid-gameplay, when you return to controlling the character, it will have the camera facing a different direction from when you started. Well, then sometimes it just doesn't do that and keeps it the same. It's just very inconsistent, making my head spin more than Toko on occasion. Anyway, we break out and climb down, going back to our home base, which is now under Monokuma attack. And you have to stop them killing the adults, although on this difficulty you can lose 1 or 2. Look, they don't have any character design, it's okay not to care. And after saving everyone, Komaru gets kidnapped and it's another unskippable scene where you slap robotic grabby hands for 1 minute. Don't worry, I won't soil your eyes because I like having money. Don't you dare demonetize this, YouTube! So Toko goes super mode as we spin through carriages to rescue Komaru before attacking the boss 3 times. Just make sure you dodge the teeth first, as they will stun lock you, but the spin move is so broken that you can launch it from a ways away, and it gets invincibility frames as well. This run would be a whole different thing without this move. So now the 3rd mech fight, where for the first time ever, we are not going to spin to win. Instead, charge it to the 2nd highest level and do a head spin, since the boss somehow dodges the other move. Now the 4th kid comes in to say, hey, we are ruining his plans and will escort us out safely if we agree not to fight him. Well, I guess we can have a truce for now, so we protect them against waves of enemies, including this bomb ones where we can set up chain reactions. And then at this one, just spin the grunts till they are dead, and make sure not to hit the ball into the kid's directions, as they will one-shot him, making you redo that fight all over again. Now we go to the secret shrine where the escape door is, but in the cutscenes we are definitely skipping with the escape key. Toko and Komaru have a little disagreement and Toko tries to kill us. But we can easily cheese this by standing here till she jumps on this pole where you have to shoot slightly to the right since she poses in this way, and repeat till the battery drains. Anyway, the two of you make up and decide not to listen to Sans best friend and head back to the adult base through a different subway entrance where we get the Link ability, using it to move bears over to walls or on buttons to open doors. Then here in this puzzle, shoot the bear and knock these two off and then the bomb before shooting the one that spawns to break the wall. And next just shoot the farthest one and then the exposed bear, who will explode and start a chain reaction while you relax on a job well done. This opens a new route for us where we climb down actual rail tracks down into the base where the bears are going berserk on the adults once again. So just repeat your strategy from before. And also if you're wondering about the time, this game actually uses loadless runs, meaning you download this thing that calculates over your splits by subtracting the game's loading times, negating how slow my computer actually is, so the final time will be a lot lower than what you see in the end. Well, we sacrificed the white bear, and now the adult boss wants us to help get his secret weapon to win the battle, which is down this lab area where laser tripwires spin around, and if you get caught, you have to kill the siren on top. Just be patient with the dashing and go through the puzzle rooms, down 2 more floors till you find his weapon. However, the 4th kid attacks with his mech, and this is where you'll actually use a different move from any before. As you probably have noticed, I failed to mention the giant fever on the bottom right this entire time, but I was doing that for dramatic effect, as you will need it in these 2 scenarios. Here we have to hold right click for this X to appear, then mash the space bar to do a finisher move. Now as soon as that's over, repeat it as quick as possible. If not, he will hide behind the walls and start sniping you, but if done correctly, you will beat the boss. But we can now see the secret weapon of the adults being a giant Monokuma. When in Rome, I guess. So the adults want to use it to kill the bears and kids, but we try to find a different solution and find the mastermind of the brainwashing, which takes us to this tower with 4 puzzle rooms, where we then have to find a key being the CEO's eye to open the door. Thankfully, this isn't shown, as we then climb up through a maze and up a spiral to the roof where the blimp of the mastermind is. Just some more waves of enemies where I recommend dancing the siren to make it easier for spinning. You then enter the blimp past the rooms at the start of the game to meet the mastermind. No, not him. Run over to the side with the ladder. Open the door up top for the true mastermind. This girl. And as usual, she has a mech where you'll have to do that fever time once more for spinning the bear that pops out, 1 more whack for good measure, and you're almost done the run. But be warned, this will test your utter limit of mashing the escape key, as now you grab the mind control device, but breaking it will kill everyone under its control, so you have to go through 8 options of this. Just say do not break on each attempt as the characters try to convince you otherwise, and then Toko will just walk forward to comfort Komaru before the final boss. Yes, giant mech Monokuma, where the eye color matches the bullet you need to use as you dodge the attacks and knock back the ball while Toko references The Simpsons.
Is this old lady just out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Before damaging it enough for Toko to use a spin move twice and mash in extra damage, as we reach the final phase where you get knocked down, but after 2 quick time events, you will start the final sequence where the timer ends as you launch the most powerful move in this entire franchise, Hope. And with that time, it's actually 1 hour 21 minutes without any loads, meaning I would rank 4th in the world. Yes, not many people run this game, but I hope you enjoy that run. If you would like to try it out, it's very beginner friendly. If you don't mind breaking your fingers, mashing shift and left click in between all the escape key presses. The resources are all in the description, like the runs I used as guides, alongside the deloader tool, and a new game plus save file. Tell me below how I can improve the run or what game you would like me to try next, and I'll see you on the next video.